It's a lot of fun. And also, there's another thing that's great about music. You don't know what the result is going to be. Life lessons from music. You don't know what the result is going to be. When you start to record, you don't know if you're going to record something great or something terrible. You don't know.
Mm.
You don't know what the final result is going to be. When you at the very beginning, there's a creative spark and element that's like, wow, this is going to be amazing. But that's a moment that passes like a moment. And to capture that moment, it's almost impossible. It's like trying to hold fire in your hand.
Mm.
It's like trying to take a photograph of the perfect moment. It's like you don't really get that perfect moment. And with music, you don't know what the final result is going to be. You can start with something terrible and end up with something brilliant. And you can start with something brilliant and end up with something terrible. I've been there in both situations, right? You just don't know what the final result is going to be, which is kind of the excitement and the magic of the process. Do you know the Nirvana song, "Smells Like Teen Spirit"? Do you know that song? It was like their first big hit. They knew that they were an average band. They didn't think they were a great band. And when they recorded "Smells Like Teen Spirit," or when they wrote it, they thought it was an average song. They didn't think it was very good. And they recorded it, and they and in a studio, you record the different part. You record the drums, and then you record the bass, and then you record the guitar, and then you record the vocals, and they're all done at different times, and it's really hard to capture the magic of the song. Anyway, they did that, and they had an average song, and they went home, and they left the song with the producer. And what the producer does is sit in the studio and move the levels up and down and play with the effects and everything. And the band came back the next day to the studio, and the producer played the song, and the band were like, "That's us? We did that?" They had no idea. They had no idea that it was going to be a great song when they recorded it. They were just doing the best that they could and hoping that they were going to get some money from it. And that's the magic of the music, is that you don't really know what is going to last forever. It's like that the Smoke on the Water riff, right? It's just you don't know that that's going to be what people are playing for 20, 30, 40 years, right? So it's crazy. It's crazy, and it's the beauty of being creative. There's also it's hard to get involved in music and stay normal, because the music that you create is a part of yourself. So you're giving part of yourself away, and part of everybody's ego. And it's really hard to make music without the ego getting in the way of the music. Because when you make something, you think it's great, naturally, because you made it. It's like when I write the email, that's a great email. When I cook the meal, that's a great meal. When I and try to be objective, but we also try to do the best that we can. And what we think is great is very often not great. So we have to learn to be objective about our creativity, about our work, because creativity should be a part of everybody's skill set. And it's I want to say it's higher in some people. Some people are more creative than others, and I think that's because of the freedom that they were given when they were younger to be creative, and so they connect with that part of themselves. And it's also about how much creativity they can express within their job. You know, your job is a specific set of tasks, and you have to first of all perform those tasks, and beyond that you can be creative to a certain level. But creativity frightens a lot of people because it's powerful.
Mm.
Creative people do things new, in new ways. They do things differently, and that's quite scary for a lot of people. Human beings don't react to, a lot of human beings, not all, a lot of human beings don't react very well to new things. They are very afraid or skeptical of things that are new. Some don't. Some are open and honest, and they're very supportive of what is new. But most people see new as a challenge, and they don't like it. Introducing a new way of doing something in a company is like, it's like trying to build a mountain. Right? The company's got its way of doing things, and you can't play with it or mess with it because the system is the way it is, and that's that. So there's a lot of fear of things that challenge the pre-existing order of the world, and naturally so from the past, because if you think back psychologically throughout history, habit was comfort, and new things were threatening and dangerous. New people were dangerous. New ideas were dangerous. New ideologies were dangerous. New religions were dangerous. New people entering the culture or the environment is dangerous. If you look at social control down throughout history, the most frightening thing that existed for people in power was the fact that people who were not in power could meet and discuss what people in power were doing. I mean, that scared a lot of people, or that there could be something like absolutely private communication, which there is less and less of in the world. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know.